Ladies and gentlemen, gamers, the Sarge Squad, hello and welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be a pretty quick one. A couple news clips that just came out I want to highlight for you guys. I'm going to leave the links down in the description. But let's check this out. So, okay, news piece number one. VulcanHDGaming is a big content creator for World War II games, like Steel Division. If you guys have heard of Steel Division, it's a pretty cool RTS. He joined the Relic team for the Co3 preview press event last week. He recorded about 15 minutes, mostly covering the dynamic campaign. It was really cool. I watched it earlier, and I want to cover just a little couple-minute segment of that, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then I'm going to leave the link in the description for you guys to check those out. It's really cool. And then Rock Paper Shotgun released an article on Company of Heroes 3, and it was really good. I read through it. I'll leave that in the description for you guys as well. But let's go ahead and jump into this preview by Vulcan. Check this out. It's just landing on the beachhead, playing the Americans. It's looking really good. Okay, guys, notice, I'm going to pause it right here. You guys can watch the whole thing through. I'll leave the link in the description, like I said. But notice in Co3, I know there's polish that still needs to be done. And Vulcan talks about this a bit. But polish aside, graphics aside, look at how interactive the infantry is with the environment. Just the fact that they're running up and they're engaging with the rock as a cover, right? They're not just standing behind it. They're actually like realistically posting up against the rock, lowering their shoulder, peeking over the sides. It's very intuitive. It's very interactive. The physics are good. So I'm pretty happy about that because it's a more fundamental thing. They can work on the polish and making the contrast look good. But overall, I think the interactive infantry, like the physics behind that, is really, really, really solid.
Got my retreat order in.
Like he just peeked over. You see that? He threw the grenade. See, he threw the grenade over the rock itself. It's not like he's throwing it through the rock. Like those little touches are important.
Flank the MG bunker that's ahead of us. So just moving around the flank here, get a grenade
I think it
on
looks
target
really good.
there. Beautiful explosion, takes out tons of guys.
As you can see, like look at this right-hand side. The bullet tracers are pretty noticeable. I don't like how that is. One argument for bullet tracers like that is you know exactly where the enemy is firing, so you can avoid it or identify it. But in my opinion, this is too much. And I'm hoping and I'm confident that they're going to tone this down. I don't like seeing this long line across my screen. It doesn't look good. It's not realistic. So I hope they tune that, and I believe they will.
I'm pushing onto the bunker. Get the flamers nice and close to burn them out of cover.
Graphics are looking
Flamers
so good,
naturally always been good at taking out enemies from heavy cover. Making good use of that.
You gotta love the American verbiage.
And the objective here is to
see, like, and I don't know if you guys noticed that. One thing I noticed in Company of Heroes 3 that's interesting is the units are actually sprinting in certain interactions. I don't know if that's something you can control as a micro play, but I'm noticing like if you he just put them onto cover here, and the units actually sprinted to the cover. They actually increased their movement speed, and then like I said once again, they actually got behind the cover in a really, really realistic and aesthetically pleasing way. So I don't know if that's something you can control. I think if it is something you can control, it'll be very good for multiplayer because it's an added micro skill set, but we'll see.
destroy a couple of these big 88s that are further up on the beach. But in order to get there, I've got to clear out
there. See, look at that. The units are increasing their
infantry that's in my way. Start to get flanked here on the left by a couple of Volks Grenadiers.
And look at, I love that. I love how the doors open there. I don't know if he knocked the door open or not, but in Code 2, for example, the units run up to the door, they pause, and then they just magically like transport in the house. Here, if you guys notice, they're each single file entering the house like you would in real life. Like it's super realistic. It looks fantastic to see them interacting in that way. And it's like in Code 2, the way the engine works is the units just teleport in. Here, it's dynamic. Like they're actually running into the house where the house is really part of the map terrain. You know what I mean? It's interactable. So I think that's, once again, just a huge move up. It looks great. There's no stop and go. There's no cut in the interaction between garrisoning in a house and being outside of the house. It's all fluid. So I think that looks great as well. Super cool.
Make sure to melt
gotta
them
just
behind
admire.
the truck there.
Admire the graphics, man. This is going to be...
Briefly had my rifles in cover, but I
once again
kicked them out of the building. They get
really good.
hit by flamethrowers themselves. A couple of bits of the light, they managed to brush it off. I'm going to use my own flamers to...
I also like how the flames, when that flamethrower was firing, sort of obstructs your vision as a player. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it's a little blurry. It's a little bit chaotic. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. I think that's pretty cool.
Return the favor. Brilliant stuff. See the guy there running off as he's on fire. It's pretty brutal, to be honest. Another grenade.
See, and right here, you really feel like you're on the low ground and they're on the high ground, and they have this sight advantage, this oversight over you, and you're pinned down. You could really feel a difference in the elevation, which I think is going to make for, again, really interesting play.
Grenade up on the top. Nice lob there. AI is going to try and dodge it, but runs straight into my flamethrower. I'm going to continue up to get a satchel charge onto this gun. Boom goes the first objective.
Super awesome, guys. So I'll leave that in the description. You guys can go check that out. That's about 15 minutes of just awesome gameplay from Co3. I love this map in particular. It looks beautiful. So go check that out. Last thing I want to show you guys, just a little, the last little news update on Co3, is this article by Rock Paper Shotgun. You guys can read through this, but the one part I wanted to capitalize on, and I don't know if you guys saw the trailer from last year about the Jewish Berber family, but it was like this really dramatic trailer out in the desert, right? And I think this quote right here by the devs really sums it up. We're not making a game that changes history, but now you're seeing stories that happen within that. And I think that's really cool, being a big World War II buff. I love history, and World War II history is extremely fascinating. I love that they're going deeper into the storylines rooted in history, right? Some amazing just stories that should be told of the war and of people's lives on a personal level. So I love that they're doing that. I think that fits in with the realism of Co and the franchise. But as you can see here, the Axis playthrough is going to be a little bit different than what you'd expect. And they say right here, I'll read this out. Since you're playing as an Axis power fighting the British in this campaign, Relic have chosen to center these story segments on a Jewish Berber family from the region, showing the devastating impact the DAC had during their aggressive push through the cities. Tobruk, Gazala, and the First Battle of El Alamein. So I think that's awesome. I'm really interested in that. You know, these are stories that I actually want to go back and look into more, because as much history as I know on World War II, I've never heard of these specific stories, and I think that's super cool. So guys, go ahead and check this out. I'm going to leave all the links in the description, and I'll keep you guys posted on more Co3 news as that is transpiring and progressing. And then, guys, I'm going to be uploading some play. I haven't played in about a week. I'm sorry. I've been super busy, but my schedule's freed up now, and I'll be playing some more Co2. So look out for some recorded live streams, or even live streams if I do go live.